Have you ever spent your entire working life diligently saving up your Social Security, your 401k, building that perfect retirement nest egg, only to realize the worry about getting old hasn't lessened? It's actually growing? As a geriatrician, I've seen hundreds of seniors pass through my office, and I've witnessed a sad truth. The biggest fear for most of us isn't running out of money. It's losing your independence and your dignity, even when the money is still there, especially when it comes to relying on other people. What if I told you that 99% of older adults make one catastrophic financial and relationship mistake that instantly strips away their safety net? This isn't just theory. I watched a wonderful, financially secure woman, Mrs. Nancy Miller, lose her precious family heirloom to a hired caregiver. And I watched another man, Mr. George, with a healthy pension, feel utterly powerless and bullied inside a reputable nursing home. All because of one overlooked detail. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 9 types of seniors who live the most miserable lives. And you will want to pay close attention to type number 8. More importantly, I will share the simple, non-financial safety hacks that Mrs. Miller and Mr. George finally used to take back control. This is the simple, free advice you won't hear from a financial advisor. Stick around until the very end, because I'll reveal what I call the nuclear deterrent. It's the one thing no amount of money or insurance can buy, but it is your ultimate protector against loneliness and loss of dignity. Before we dive in, I truly want to know how many of you have faced this. If what I just shared feels familiar, please comment a simple "not alone" below. It shows me you understand, and it shows others they are not alone. Okay, let's get started. Type number 1. Loss of unconditional love. The unfulfilled children. The core problem. This is the most heart-wrenching pain of all. It's when you finally need the support and your children shirk their responsibility. Worse still, some seniors face children who are actively neglectful, hoping their parents will just pass away sooner. The expert analysis. This is a crisis of the emotional safety net. When the trust and unconditional love from your own bloodline is broken, the body and mind suffer a deep trauma. Studies have shown that seniors suffering from emotional neglect have much higher rates of depression, anxiety, and a significantly slower recovery rate from any illness. They lose the will to fight. The solution. The good news is, you can build a safety net outside of your immediate family. This is an absolutely free action you can take today. If you are in your 50s or 60s, invest heavily in social connections, your church group, a local volunteer organization, or an interest group. The goal is to avoid 100% emotional dependency on your children. You need friends, a community, a tribe, who will check on you simply because they care. Type number 2. The loss of physical autonomy. The chronically ill and bedridden. The core problem. Being bedridden for years, sometimes decades, means losing your most precious possession, your independence. You may be meticulously cared for, but you are trapped in a state of living death. This long-term illness doesn't just crush the patient's spirit. It grinds the caregivers, often the children, into exhaustion, leading to family strain. The expert analysis. The root cause here is the loss of autonomy, or self-control. When you can no longer manage basic personal hygiene or walk to the bathroom, you sacrifice your dignity. This is why rehabilitation and prevention are non-negotiable. The solution: you must fight for your strength every single day. The fix is simple and easy to do. Every morning, commit to a simple strength-building exercise. Maybe it's pressing your hands against a wall push-ups, or simply standing up and sitting down 10 times from a sturdy chair. The benefit? It's not about looking good. It is about maintaining the muscle mass that allows you to walk to the kitchen or the bathroom by yourself. That is golden independence. I want to know if you are ready to take control. If you will commit to this simple daily action, please comment the word strength below right now. Type number 3, the shame of financial dependency. No pension or savings. The core problem. Having no financial cushion, no social security, no IRA, means you must constantly ask your children for money. That simple act of asking for $50 or $100, no matter how loving your children are, chip away at your self-respect. The expert analysis. The real damage here is psychological. Every request for money forces you into a subservient, almost childlike role. This loss of self-confidence makes you vulnerable to manipulation and can lead your children, consciously or unconsciously, to treat you with less respect. The solution: set up a small freedom fund. If you don't have one, start today. Look at your monthly budget and identify 1 or 2 unnecessary expenses. Cut them. Save that $50 to $100 every month and put it in a separate account. The benefit? When you need cash for a small emergency, you can use your own money and keep your head held high. This is about maintaining your dignity, not just your checking account balance. Type number 4, the feeling of being a guest. No independent housing. The core problem. Many older adults believe they can comfortably live with their children, but living under someone else's roof long-term, no matter how filial the children are, inevitably breeds conflict. You lose control over the temperature, the TV, and the schedule. This constant rotation of moving from one child's house to the next, like a nomad, is profoundly unsettling. The expert analysis. This is about the loss of personal space and control. As we age, our need for familiar routines and a predictable environment increases. Being constantly uprooted or confined to one room can significantly increase stress and anxiety. The solution: even if you decide to sell your home, make sure you secure a private corner. If you move in with a child, have an open conversation right now about your personal space, your routine, and your right to privacy. This simple conversation prevents resentment and ensures you retain control over your small piece of the world. Type number 5, the lack of a backup team. Never married or childless. The core problem. When health problems hit, there's literally no one to bring you a glass of water. Even if you have the money to enter a nursing home, you lack that essential family supervision. The expert analysis, the George story. I remember Mr. George, 73, a wealthy, childless man who lived the dink lifestyle. He thought his money would protect him in a top-tier nursing home. The shocking reality? He was discriminated against. He had to beg his distant nephew for guardianship paperwork just to leave the facility for an hour. He felt neglected by the staff and even bullied by other residents who had family visiting. The root problem? He lacked a local, visible advocate. The solution? This is a solution of compassion and connection. If you are childless, connect with at least 2 younger individuals: a godchild, a younger friend, a favorite niece or nephew. Establish a mutual commitment right now. They agree to be your local emergency contact and advocate, and you agree to provide them with guidance and a small inheritance. It's a win-win exchange of security and legacy. Type number 6, the drain of generational dependency, the failed or dependent children. The core problem. Your children refuse to get skills, sit at home all day, and constantly drain your retirement savings. No matter how much money you've saved, an adult child who sees your savings as their personal ATM machine will eventually leave you broke and vulnerable. The expert analysis. The problem here is one of financial depletion without a bottom. Every dollar you give them is a dollar you cannot use for your own unexpected health crisis. This is a cruel reality of old age. Your money has to protect you first. The solution: be kind, but be firm. This is a strong action to take. You must learn to say no to unreasonable requests for money. Offer limited, structured help, like paying for a trade school course or helping with a job search, but not unconditional cash. Your retirement money is your last line of defense. Protect it. Type number 7. The self-inflicted isolation, a lifetime of poor conduct. The core problem. These are the individuals who were selfish, quick-tempered, abusive, or neglectful in their younger years. They smoked, drank, and gambled their lives away. When they are old and in need, they find their children, spouses, and even friends keep a safe distance. The expert analysis: you reap what you sow. Social isolation in old age is a massive health risk, comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. This isolation, in this case, is a self-made barrier created by years of negative behavior. The solution: it is never too late to try to repair. This is an easy action that heals the heart. Take the time to write a sincere, honest letter of apology to one person you have deeply hurt: your spouse, a child, or a friend. You may not get a response, but the act of seeking reconciliation will clear your conscience, reduce your stress, and help you sleep better. Type number 8. The most dangerous mistake: giving away all your savings. The core problem. Many kind-hearted parents, seeing their children struggling with mortgages or tuition, feel compelled to empty their savings accounts, 401ks, or even sell their homes prematurely to help. They do it out of love, but this is an act of self-sabotage. The expert analysis: you destroy your own ability to make autonomous decisions. The loss of a safety net means a loss of power. Without liquid money, you cannot choose your caregiver, you cannot afford a surprise medical bill, and you become instantly dependent on your children for everything. Your retirement fund is not a piggy bank for your children's debt. It is your dignity insurance. The solution: this is an urgent action. Check your finances today. You must establish a dignity fund, a reserve equal to at least 2 years of your essential living expenses. This money is untouchable. It is the boundary that protects your right to choose your care and keeps you from becoming a burden. I need you to commit to protecting your future. If you will check your accounts and establish this boundary today, comment "Safeguard" right now. Type number 9. The disconnect: children living far away. The core problem. Your children are successful and live in big cities like New York or Chicago, or even overseas, while you remain in your longtime home. You see them only once or twice a year. If you have an emergency, they are simply too far to help immediately. The expert analysis: distance destroys the ability to provide physical care. Even the most loving child cannot magically appear in time for a sudden fall or an emergency room visit. The solution: invest in technology and routine. This is a practical action. Purchase a simple security camera or a check-in device that is easy to use. Establish a firm daily routine with your children. A quick phone call or text at 8 a.m. every morning. This simple, consistent check-in ensures that if the call is missed, someone knows something is wrong and can act immediately. Story number 1. Mr. George. The failure of the Dink lifestyle. You met Mr. George in the opening. He and his late wife were the epitome of the Dink lifestyle. Dual income, no kids. They lived a carefree life, traveling the world, secure in the knowledge that their hefty pension and substantial savings would buy them the best retirement care. When he moved into a prestigious nursing home at age 72, he thought he was set. But here's the shocking truth. Despite the high price tag, Mr. George's life became a misery. He couldn't leave the facility to see old friends without his distant nephew, his legal guardian, filling out mountains of paperwork. He lost his freedom. Worse, he noticed the subtle, cruel discrimination. Seniors whose children visited every weekend got better, more prompt care, better food, and were treated with more respect. Mr. George, who had no one to drop by, was overlooked, sometimes outright neglected, and he was even bullied by other residents who knew he had no local advocate. The expert analysis. Mr. George's experience is a stark warning. Money can buy a bed and a meal, but it cannot buy loyalty or supervision. A nursing home is a business. When you have no one coming in to check the sheets, test the temperature of the food, or simply say, "My mom is here and I'm watching," you are vulnerable. The lesson. Mr. George eventually left the home and regretted his choice of being childless. His final wisdom was profound. Children are like a nuclear deterrent. You may never need them, but you absolutely cannot afford not to have them. They are your ultimate advocates and your shield against institutional neglect. Story number 2. Mrs. Nancy Miller, the betrayal of a hired caregiver. Mrs. Nancy Miller, 79, was a retired doctor with a comfortable pension of $7,000 a month. When her husband became frail, they hired a live-in caregiver named Brenda, paying her well, her entire monthly pension, in fact. Brenda was excellent at first, even saving Mrs. Miller's husband during a collapse. Mrs. Miller treated Brenda like family, with bonuses and gifts. The failure of a hired hand. But after months of trust, Mrs. Miller noticed small items disappearing. Then, her most precious possession, a necklace her husband gave her, vanished. She confronted Brenda, who lied. Mrs. Miller was forced to search the luggage and found the necklace. The betrayal was complete. Mrs. Miller realized loyalty bought with money is only as strong as the next best offer. As we wrap up today, let's revisit Mr. George, who chose the dink life, and Mrs. Nancy Miller, who trusted a hired hand. Mr. George's mistake was believing his money was his shield. Mrs. Miller's mistake was believing an expensive contract could buy loyalty. Their combined stories teach us the most profound lesson for our golden years. Your true safety net isn't in a bank. It is in the eyes and hearts of the people who genuinely love you. We've explored the 9 danger zones for seniors, from the shame of financial dependency to the sheer physical risk of living too far from your loved ones. Hope, my friends, comes from action. Your health, your dignity, and your peace are built on the small, simple changes you make today. Now, knowledge is only a whisper until you turn it into a step. I have one important question for you, and I want an honest answer. What is the one small, tangible commitment you are making to yourself after watching this video? Perhaps you will check your accounts and promise to establish your dignity fund to avoid being type number 8. Maybe you will call your child just to say, "I love you," and strengthen your nuclear deterrent connection. Or perhaps you will simply do those 10 wall push-ups tomorrow to protect your physical autonomy. Please share your personal commitment in the comments below. Let's inspire each other. Let's create a chain of positive action. If you found real value and a sense of calm and empowerment in our time together, please give this video a like. It's a simple, free way to help this crucial message reach more seniors who are struggling in silence. To ensure you continue on this journey with us and never miss another video full of life-changing wisdom, hit that subscribe button. It's more than just subscribing. It's joining a supportive community dedicated to living our best lives together. Finally, think of one person, a child in their 50s preparing for your care, or an older friend who seems lonely. Please share this video with them. You might just change their entire perspective on what a safe and happy retirement looks like. Thank you for your time, your trust, and your commitment to a dignified old age. Stay healthy, stay wise, and I'll see you in the next video.